in chat already. Steve says, does this mean there will be a reveal of no mask? I can confirm, Steve, that yes, I am not wearing a mask. So you've now got a face reveal. Brilliant. Pardon me. Tim says, I doubt it unless he drops his coffee, his phone in his lap at the same time. The mask is just to hide his facial tattoos of cats, kittens all over the place. It's a real mess. Good morning, Tim, says SOS Death Valley. I just want to clarify and confirm I don't have facial tattoos of kittens. I actually have them of teddy bears. I also have a tranny, so you'll be happy to hear that. Doing number 2. What an amazing name. Thanks for all the great content on your channel, and great to see and hear Wonder Boy and you interact. Regards from Denmark. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. And Boy Wonder will appreciate it as well. And Steve says, I wonder if YouTube live services use Cloudflare. No, they don't, because they are down and affecting a lot of services. No, Cloudflare is a joke. I probably shouldn't say that. Only Drone says right on time, which is, to be fair, incredible considering the day I've had. But there you go. We love a Danish, says Summy. Exiled. Most fat people do. And good morning, says Dulls. Shit, sorry I'm late. You were early, says Tim. Yes, I actually was about a minute early, which is really unusual for me. But I got served quickly in Costa. Although, hang on, I've already drunk my Costa, you know. It wasn't that hot, that's why. Bad news is, first of all, they put it in a large cup because I asked for 27 extra shots of coffee. Secondly, we didn't have any Christmas cups. So I think they're just trying to wind me up now. But yes, have tranny, will travel. We have a transceiver now. For anyone who missed the chat earlier, what happened was, there we go. What happened was, I ordered one from DJ Hasselblad, who then said, actually, it was never in stock, but it was in stock, but it wasn't in stock for very long, but it was never in stock, but it wasn't in stock. You need to write to head office. Don't Costa know who you are, says Tim. It's a very good point. I need to make myself known to them, I think. No, I'm only joking. My ego is not that big. So then, after spending all day arguing with DJ Hasselblad yesterday, and I'd ordered one from China on Sunday night, I got an email from the Chinese seller, Unperfect Cooking, says, hey, how's it going? Hope you're well. Glad you're here. So yeah, I got an email from the Chinese seller last night saying, yeah, sorry about this, but we don't actually have stock of them. And I said, but it's a 7-day delivery. Why are you advertising? So, long story short, I borrowed one from a retailer. Might not know that I borrowed it, but it's fine. We don't need to worry about it. Everything's good in the world. But before I get started with what I actually want to talk about, I'm letting you all know that I am going to raffle off another DJI Neo 2 for 50p, or about 30 cents American, I think that probably is. So I'm going to get that video up, hopefully. It won't be today, that's for sure, because I need to script it to make sure that we get all the terms and conditions in, and to make sure that everyone's fully aware of what's going to happen, where and why. And where you stole it, LOL, get me one. I didn't steal it. No. I just borrowed one and I'd like to get a return. But to be fair, I'm going to keep it anyway. And like I said, I'm going to raffle the other one off. So for 50p or 30 cents, you can win a DJI Neo 2. I'll have more details in the coming days. I've also been sent a ready-to-fly drone kit from a manufacturer. I can't tell you who it is or what the kit is, because I don't think they've announced it yet, but I'm going to review it and then I'm going to give that away. So for Christmas, and if you're not in the UK, probably won't get to you for Christmas, but yeah, you will be able to get a drone, batteries, a controller, which is ELRS, and a set of goggles. I believe the goggles will be analog, so don't get overly excited. But it is it's a good few hundred quid's worth of prize that you can win for literally nothing. Like I said, the Neo 2 will raffle off for 50p or 30 cents. The ready-to-fly kit we will give away for free, and we'll draw them. So the third-party company for the raffle will draw that raffle and then they contact the winner. So I've got, my hands are totally clean. And then for the winner of the Ready to Fly kit, we'll do a live stream. Why don't we do a live stream on Christmas Day? My wife won't mind in any way, shape or form. And we'll give it away on Christmas Day. That sounds like a bloody brilliant idea. Unperfect Cooking says, please don't call me sir. I love the level of respect that you've got for me, but I'm your friend. I'm one of your pilots. I'm not a sir. I'm really not. Have you ever seen a Biden flight FPV drone tier list? Maybe it's a good idea for a video. I know you've flown an astonishing amount of drones, don't tell the wife, and it makes a good idea to share your experiences where you can say in a few words about each drone and, oh my God, a nuclear bomb just went off then, and rank them according to your overall feelings. That sounds like a brilliant idea. Dulce says, I'm off work today, so I'll be sitting here watching and waiting, filled with excitement. Well, I hope that I can interject that excitement and make it something. The cheapest beta FPV kit is $149, so it will be a good price. Like I said, I can't tell you who the manufacturer is or what it is, but I know for a fact it'll be more expensive than $149. So it has an ELRS. I've not even opened the box, by the way, just to clarify. They don't even know I'm going to give it away. So, but that's what we're going to do. I'm looking after you guys first and foremost. At the end of the day, and I know that I say this too often now, but I'm a pilot first and I'm a YouTuber second. So if I can look after you guys and get a drone into your hands, that's exactly what I'm going to do. The problem with the Neo 2, why I can't give that away for free, is because it cost me quite an investment because I've had to buy 2 of them to get a tranny. I really should stop calling it a tranny, but I'm not going to do, so just deal with it. So yeah, because I've had to buy 2 of them in order to get a transceiver, it's quite a big investment for me. So I need to claw back some of it. Again, otherwise the wife will probably kill me. But yes, like I said, I shouldn't call it a tranny, but I am forever now going to call it a tranny forever. Now, looking around the back of the tranny, I shouldn't be allowed to go live. I'm a little bit concerned about longevity. So it screws in with 4 screws there, so that's fine. And then it's got like a breakout board underneath, so you can see that you can still access the USB. But I'm a little bit concerned about, I'm going to hit that really hard by accident against something, and I think that might break, to be honest with you. We are still going to do our scientific testing, by the way, hence why it's cost me that much money, because we're also going to have to do our scientific testing on the Neo as well. But you will be able to win for 50p or 30 cents a brand new unregistered Neo 2. So Americans, if you can't get a hold of them, this might be your way of doing it. You know, the first time I found your channel, I started watching it so much because, well, as an... we're all literally waiting. Oh, American, I absolutely love your accent. I just want to listen to you. It would be an absolute dream to come true to talk to you all the time. But then I watch you and Boy Wonderfly, and you're absolute professionals with so much skill. Someday I hope to be fly with, I'm going to guess the next sentence is with you. I'm not a clairvoyant, but I'm going to guess that's what the next sentence is. By the way, I'm getting my car cleaned hopefully tomorrow if it doesn't snow. So, yeah. No, that is a really, really nice thing to say, Dulls. Genuinely nice thing to say. Which part of America are you in, by the way? Because I love Americans. I love the American culture. And I love the American accent, probably as much as the Americans love my accent. I do get told by Americans quite often they like the accent. So I'm hoping... no promises, because as you all know, I do have a lot on in my life, but I'm hoping that next year I'm going to be able to lofty goal and ambition with everything that I've got going on. I've got nothing to aim for. Northeast, America, EU. I thought you was actually in the EU. Thumbs up says Bruce. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, please do drop a like on this video. But there are so many American accents. No, there absolutely are. But as a Brit, like, I can tell the difference between a Boston accent. I can tell the difference between a New York accent. I can tell the difference between a deep South accent. Do you know what I want to do? Right, New Hampshire here. Oh, nice. Do you know what I want to do? I want to move to Virginia, actually. Virginia just looks like the UK, but nice. Audio is breaking up, says doing a number 2. Give it a second. It should... It should come back in a second. Yeah, I want to move to Virginia because it looks like the UK, but in America, and like, yeah, let's do it. No, I need to move to what I want to do. We lost connection. We should be back. Forgive me if this is considered to be a rude phrase, and please do correct me if it is. But I want to go to all the hick towns in the deep south. You know, the real like hick towns where you've got a population of like 7, you know, and like just really go to those crazy little places and just spend all summer visiting the most random small towns ever, vlogging it, flying it, meeting locals, chatting to people. Because the one thing that I do the best is I talk to people. You know, I'll walk up to somebody in the street with a camera and I'll chat with them and I'll talk. Only Drones can confirm this, actually. Only Drones, if you're still here, do you remember that day where we saw a guy flying a drone and you was like, oh, we was having a laugh about it. And I said, well, hang on, let's turn the car around and I'll go and talk to him. And we literally turned the car around and I just went up and spoke to him. And Only Drones did a bit of secret recording. You know, you heard the way I spoke to the security guy. The one thing I am really good at is being personable and talking to people. And I would just love to meet some of these people in these hick towns. And again, forgive me if hick town is classed as not a good word. Correct me if that is the case. I work in Charleston, South Carolina, in the historic Charleston City Market. If you come fly with me, I know all the beautiful spots. South Carolina is definitely a place that's on my map. So is North. Do you know what? We just lost connection then when a pollster drove past. These electric cars are causing me all sorts of issues. The place I want to move to is Arizona because it's got hot weather all year round, and it's less. Florida and Los Angeles and California have sort of lost the way a little bit in recent years. Tesla for the win. Yes, Summy. I just saw somebody drive past laughing as my connection went. So yeah. But yeah, I think Los Angeles, California, and to an extent Florida have lost the way a little bit, whereas the South, Arizona and all them sort of places don't seem to have lost the way in the same way. So that's where I want to go. 2 towns next to me, the population is 85. Some of the people who live there came over on the Mayflower. Oh, no way. Exiled says, population of 4,400 here. Hicktown is full of rednecks. It's a hicktown full of rednecks. See, that's where I want to go. I want to go and meet all the rednecks. Like, you don't understand, like, the videos and the vlogs that I would make would be elite. They genuinely would. We've got to make it happen. We've got to make it happen. Look up a place called Mongolia Plantation. It's where I fly all the time. It was a plantation back in the day, but it's now beautiful grounds. I must have a look at it. Texas is good. Yeah, anywhere warm, please. I agree, Jenny. I completely agree. Anywhere that's not the UK and that is freezing. I didn't actually fly today. Got a few things going on at home. I don't feel particularly brilliant myself, but I didn't fly today. And it was freezing. Have a great day, everyone. I'll go and vote like a democratic drone lover. Nice. So the video tonight, like I say, I haven't actually flown. The video tonight will be, a few people have suggested content for the Neo 2. And I thought, well, let's make a whole series of it. And we'll start, first of all, with how you connect each different controller, which I know a lot of you guys are going to know, but people are always looking for that. But as a bonus, both Summy, Guideline UK, and a couple of other people have asked about rates and said, can you translate those rates that you did at the weekend for Betaflight over to the Neo and what you would suggest for like 3 different levels? So in the video as well, yo, Stevie, we've got 1 item approved, by the way, Steve. We just need to get the other 2 done. Yeah, so the other part of the video is actually 3 different rate profiles. So I've got a beginner rate profile, an intermediate rate profile, and then, well, I don't call it an expert rate profile, but it's the equivalent of the expert rate profile. and it should give you guys something to aim for. The only thing we can't do, sadly, with DJI is set different rate profiles on a switch. There just isn't a way of doing that, but save this video, take screenshots of it, and at least that way when you're out in the field, because you can just change all the rates on your goggles, you don't need to plug it in or anything. But like I say, we go through it all, and it should be helpful to some of you guys, whether it be connecting, whether it be settings, because we look at settings as well, or whether it be rates. So, you know, there's loads of different options on there, loads of different things. So hopefully there's something for everybody, but there isn't any flight footage on it because of the way that today's gone, unfortunately. However, we should be out flying it tomorrow, and what we'll do is, for episode number 2, we'll show the rates and what they look like, and then so on and so forth. So if you've got any questions or you've got any requests of videos, because the last few videos have been sort of viewer requested videos where somebody said, oh, I need to know how to do this, or how do I do that? Just ask. I will, wherever possible, try and accommodate it. This week is one of those crazy weeks, but I will do whatever I can to accommodate you guys. You know that. So please do just let me know whatever you need, and I will try and do. What time are we on? Oh God, we've got loads of time. It is getting cold in this car though. And I don't know if I turn the heating on, whether or not, because this is not a modern car. This is not like a Tesla where you can just turn the heating on without turning the engine on. You have to turn the engine on. Let's turn it on. Let me know if the audio goes a bit weird. Make sure the radio doesn't come on. But yeah, it's very cold in the UK today. Very cold in the UK today. But I did get a coffee, so it's not all bad. We're also looking at, as well as the giveaways, as well as the planned video for tonight, I have worked out a way of mounting a HD0 canopy, and a much more practical canopy to that toothpick. So hopefully in the next day or two we'll get that back out. We've also got some walk snail content coming on the channel as well, because like I said, I know you Americans are a little bit worried about DJI and what the alternatives are. Do I think it's walk snail? Possibly not, but then I don't necessarily think it's HD0 either. So we're in a bit of a situation where DJI have really got by far the best product, and if that gets banned, that's a real problem. But I'm sure DJI will just set up shell companies, or at least I hope some sort of sense will prevail somewhere along the line. Who's seen the new Osmo 6 today, by the way? SOS Death Valley says yes, walk snail, LOL. Yeah, I don't mind walk snail. It just, the way it tears up and the way it sort of smears and breaks up a little bit is, I mean, it's the way I look at the walk snail system is it's almost like just a little bit below the DJI O3. So I don't see it as a really bad product, but again, Canex have just sort of not really updated it and improved it where the improvements could be made. And it's just, but we're going to go through all the systems, because we've got a Drone Wars series coming up whereby we fly all the systems anyway and we compare them all, and that's going to be a pretty intense one, and that should hopefully help people for Christmas as well, who are getting into the hobby and thinking, well, do I need this or do I need that? What's the difference in this? What's the difference in that? So hopefully it helps. Speaking of DJI, waiting on a package to be delivered in the next few hours, says Exiled. Is it an 04 Pro by any chance? I think it's an 04 Pro, because I remember our conversation yesterday. I'm hoping, like I say, I'm hoping that the whole ban thing is resolved, but I think ultimately DJI will have to concede market share to Skydio in order to get it through. I think the new Ascent board, will be awesome for 1S whoops if it's durable. Yeah, I'm probably, have they released that yet? I know that there was talk of it. I don't know if they've actually released it, because I was thinking to myself this morning when I was in bed, I could do with ordering one of them and just sticking it in something. I don't want the full Protoss kit, because it's just completely pointless. I'm never going to fly it again. So Skydio can drop off the planet. Skydio, of course, does all so much problems. I do like the new, but again, it's not aimed at us, but the new sort of the new system that Skydio showed off the other day, whereby they can put up, what was it, 5 drones at once and stream all 5 to one screen, and you can control. Like, it looks really good. It looks really good. Yes, they have a system. Don't know if they do. Only Drones says why. The reason why Only Drones is, it's twofold, isn't it? New content for the channel brings in new eyes to the channel, so we're always looking for the next best thing or the next big thing. But also, like I say, in the UK we've got DJI and that's fine, and in the EU we've got DJI and that's fine, but the USA is probably 50, if not slightly more % of my views. And if it gets to it whereby it gets banned, I need to provide content for my American friends. Otherwise, there's no point in them sticking around, is there? So we need to also provide value as well as hopefully entertainment. But yeah, the new Skydio system is good, but it's mainly for law enforcement agencies and armies and stuff. But that's the way Skydio want it. They want to sort of corner the market so that they can get their, what's the word I'm looking for now? Weaponized systems out there, and everybody else out of the sky. So it's not a good time for us, but we're going to keep fighting. I kind of gave up on the DJI stuff. I have what I have, and Dave, I have what I have, and if they come back, awesome. If not, I'll be okay. Crazy, because the Neo is what got me into FPV again. Says EU, and SOS Death Valley says, yep, true, believe everyone don't fly DJI and some don't fly HD. Yeah, there is that. There is still a lot of people that are evangelicalist about analog. There's still a lot of people that are very, very evangelical about HD0. It's interesting though, because I've got a community poll up. If you've not seen the community poll, please do go and vote for it. And in it, I've asked for your favourite system. Skydio is the USA company that has created the nightmare for drone flyers. People keep blaming Rotor Riot, unusual machines, etc., but it's come from Skydio and a certain politician. I think it was 2 politicians, wasn't it? I've only ever flown DJI. I was lucky to start digital, says Steve. Yeah, back in the day when we only had analog, it was, I mean, it was a lot. In a way, it was a lot more thrilling, mainly because you didn't know if you was going to smack yourself in the back of the head or somebody else or a building. Like, it was terrible back in the day, and that was part of the reason why I stopped for a little while. And then obviously I restarted when the first DJI system came out, the Cadex Vista, and the first DJI goggles. I actually got the DJI V1s. I've still got them actually. Don't use them, but yeah, it's like nostalgia, isn't it? And that really changed things, because the one thing I'll say is, FPV's got a steep learning curve, and if you're coming in it and having to learn electronics, programming and flying, it's a massive uphill struggle. Whereas if you come in and your FPV system is just plug and play, and then you can just learn how to fly, it makes life so much easier. According to ChatGPT, the next best thing after DJI is Walk Snail. Avatar is the closest. I don't necessarily agree with that. I have flown all and can't tell between DJI and the Moonlight VT. The Moonlight is very close to the 03. Yeah, I really need to sit down and have a really good think about what the next best system is. The problem is, on pure image quality alone, then yeah, the Moonlight is the next best thing after DJI. The problem is, Cadex have promised so many things with that system and delivered absolutely nothing, that it makes me a little bit reluctant to recommend it, because I don't want people to get into a system that then is abandoned. Only Drone says the Moonlight is extremely good. I actually fooled Only Drones, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but I actually fooled Only Drones with a Moonlight. He's like, oh, what GoPro is that? I'm like, it's not. So if you have the time to really go for the gyro flow and really go for the color grading, you can make the Moonlight look really, really good. But it doesn't have the penetration and power, or the penetration and range of DJI. So it probably is. To be fair, ChatGPT is probably right. If we're going on pure image, then the Moonlight is probably the next best thing after DJI, to be fair. It's just that Cadex. So what happened was, for anybody that doesn't know, Cadex released the Avatar system and then said in 6 months' time we're going to have the Avatar 2 and it's going to do this and it's going to do that and it's going to do the other. Never happened. The other thing that people may not know is what originally happened is a few of us sort of lobbied Cadex and said, come on Cadex, give us MSP so we can have custom OSDs on the Vista. And Cadex said, yes, we'll do that. And we've got the system working and we'll release it in the next few months. And you'll be able to upgrade your Cadex Vista and have a custom OSD. Brilliant. But then what happened was it went quiet for about 6 months and Cadex suddenly launched the Avatar system, the Walksnail Avatar system, and completely dropped the promise of updating the old DJI V1 system, essentially. So again, it's just more broken promises by Cadex, and there is sadly a history of broken promises by Cadex. So it's difficult, but then let's be fair, HD0, as fun as it is just analog plus. So Cadex probably are there. Somebody really does need to come along and deal with this. Really do. Jenny says, if you fly sub 20 grams tiny whoop, it's never going to be digital when the transmitter and the cam are 20 grams. Yeah, no, absolutely. Hello from Japan, says TN. Welcome. Morty, hello, brother. Guess who's Beta FPV's newest affiliate? Next step sponsorship. I can dream. I can dream. And we all need a dream, Morty. So good luck, brother. I believe in you. I'm happy with the Beta FPV Meteor 04 Pro whoops. I think that the 04 Pro, or well, the 04 Lite whoops they're okay, but they're just a little bit heavy. They just don't fly as well as a standard tiny whoop. But that said, Jenny, there is the HD0 tiny whoop, which is, I think it's about 26 grams, 25 grams, and that flies really, really well. So there are options out there, but like I say, ultimately a company, the market is primed for a company. My Gepard Synolog version 3 has finally arrived, says Steve. I do rate that drone. I rate that drone a lot. It's it actually flies, of all the Cinewhoops that I've flown, the least like a Cinewhoop. It's yeah. I mean, there's nothing else I can say really, because that's it. But yeah, well done, Morty. I'm proud of you, man. I really am. Chase your dreams, brother. Chase your dreams. Question. Probably can't answer this until next year. If I buy a DJI drone in Europe and I move to America next year, will my drone work? Yes, Summit, it will. You got the receiver. I did indeed. I did indeed. The reason why, Summit, the reason why it will work is the FCC authorization for the airwaves already exists. So if you have a drone, it's the same, Summit, as if you was in America today and you bought a DJI drone off the shelf and left it in the cupboard until next year, and then you powered it on. You've got the authorization. Thank you, sir. Follow in the steps of giants. Oh, that's far too kind. Far too kind, Morty. Tony's here. I love my Meteor. Yeah, so Summit, it's no different. I wouldn't move to the USA if I was you, LOL. I want to move to the USA. I really do. Mainly because it's warm and it's not here. Yeah, so it's no different, Summit, than if you buy one in the USA, nobody knows that you've got it until you initially power it on. The FCC Airwave authorization is for any kit that's already been sold to a consumer. So yes, it will still work. You will have absolutely no problems with it whatsoever. Where the revocation of the FCC Airwave comes in is retailers. There you go. Tony says, there you go. They're only stopping US retailers from selling. No digital ID coming to the USA yet. I thought you guys had remote ID already. Oh, no, digital ID. Yeah, that's true. It's 2 degrees Celsius here now. It's apparently it's 6 degrees Celsius here, but I don't believe it. So yes, Summit, to answer your question, yes, it will work. And the reason why it's no different than if you buy one in Europe or America, because if you was to buy a Neo 2 in Europe or America now, that drone doesn't know where it's been sold until it's been turned on. They're not region locked. So it basically, it's like the power output. The power output is set based on where it finds itself within the world. There is no region lock into them at all, so yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. Pavo 20 or Darkstar 22, I'm really not sure. Can I get some points here? Only John says Darkstar. I'm going to say Darkstar, but I can't give you a full answer yet. I will give you a full answer on that one tomorrow because they are opening the gates. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream today, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.